More Outnumbered in just a moment, but first to John Scott with what is coming up on the second hour of Happening Now. John.
Hi, Sandra. As you've been reporting, there has been a shooting on the campus of Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi. At least one person is dead, reportedly a professor. A gunman may still be on the loose. We will get more on this developing story as it comes in. Also, Hillary Clinton holds an event in Iowa today as new Washington Post and ABC News polls show her support continues to slide. And the apparent beneficiary so far is Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, who held an event last hour at Liberty University. Sanders leads Clinton now in Iowa and New Hampshire, according to recent polling. More on the political news of the day, including the surge of Donald Trump. It's all ahead on Happening Now.
All right, John, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, yet another installment from the annals of politically correct craziness. The Board of Regents for the University of California system set to vote this week on a measure that's designed to give all students the right to not be offended. That's right. It's looking to punish speech that might offend women, minorities, gays, or people with special needs. Officials say that they are committed to free speech and the open exchange of ideas. But one professor at UCLA points out, saying something like, illegal aliens ought not to be appointed to be the student member of the Board of Regents. That would be condemned by the authority of the university. All right, so let's go to our expert on this, the author of the book, The Silencing.
Why, thank you.
Kirsten, this is more craziness.
Right, that's exactly it.
I mean, they don't have the right to not be offended.
Yeah, well, the other problem is that offense is very ideologically motivated in terms of how they define offenses. That it tends to be ideologically defined. An example is they same school had posted a guide for faculty, basically saying America is a melting pot and America is the land of opportunity were racial microaggressions. So they're taking things that I don't think any of us, and a lot of people I know, would think is a problematic thing to say, and basically saying that this kind of speech should essentially be banned because it's going to offend somebody.
I mean, Steve, explain this whole microaggression thing that's in the nation.
I find this proposal offensive. Where does that leave us?
Yeah.
You know,
I have the right here on Outnumbered.
Look, it's not the first time that really horrible ideas have come from the University of California system.
That's for sure.
They're sort of known for this kind of thing. It's totally unworkable. It's absolutely nonsensical, which means that they'll probably move forward.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the censorship of speech, and this is a taxpayer-funded university. Harris Faulkner, reporter, what do you think about censoring speech?
I graduated from the University of California in Santa Barbara. I don't like it when people talk about what they want to wipe away in terms of what we can or cannot say. I mean, as a journalist, I'm in the business of what people can say. I'm trying to get to the truth about things. So if you silence people, as Kirsten has said, you might miss out on the truth. I mean, because not everybody can say it exactly the way that it should be said so that they don't offend anybody in the room. By the way, I could bake a cake right here on camera and amazingly affect somebody in some offensive way by something that I would say I'm certain of it. Because we have our feelers on the outside so much now in society. We're just walking around just like wounded, emotionally wounded human beings.
Is anyone even learning anything, Sandra? I mean, everyone's so busy being offended.
They're learning that the universities are trying to control what you can and cannot say on campus. The university will respond promptly and effectively to reports of intolerant behavior and treat them as opportunities to reinforce the university's principles against intolerance. I'm trying to understand what it's like to police this and then to respond to it. I mean, what a disaster, what a mess that would be, right, to see this on a college campus.
And who defines intolerant? I mean, is it the case that you can't make a principled argument opposed to same-sex marriage, for instance?
That's exactly.
I'm for gay marriage, but what about people who say that they're not for gay marriage?
And unfortunately, it's not just the University of California that's doing this. This is all over the country. It's at many universities, some private, some public. It's very commonplace.
I love that question. Who defines intolerant? Because if they don't pick the most sensitive person in the room, it didn't do what they hoped it would do.
This is not a priority of colleges and universities. It's to educate the students, not turn them into a bunch of crybabies. Okay, well, it's amazing what people will do for the perfect selfie, like getting within 10 feet of a wild bear. God, I love pictures, but not this kind. Well, this kind of awesome judgment is causing a park to close down a popular hiking trail. This story up next.